Welcome to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a true off-road icon, the Toyota Land Cruiser J40 series. Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, a 4x4 adventurer, or just curious about one of the most legendary vehicles in automotive history, the J40 has a story worth hearing. Let's take a journey back to the early 1960s. The world was just starting to explore remote territories more freely, and the demand for a rugged, reliable vehicle that could handle the harshest terrain was growing. Toyota responded with the J40 series, which debuted in 1960 and continued production in various forms for over 2 decades. Its boxy design, solid axles, and leaf-sprung suspension made it instantly recognizable and unforgettable. From the get-go, the J40 was built not just to survive but to dominate the elements. Toyota didn't just want a competitor to the Land Rover series or the Jeep CJ, they wanted something even more dependable. And they succeeded. The J40 became renowned for its durability, simplicity, and ability to go just about anywhere. From deserts in the Middle East to the jungles of South America, this vehicle became the go-to for explorers, militaries, and aid workers. What made it so special? A huge part of it was the engineering. Under the hood, the J40 came with a range of engines over the years, including the bulletproof F-Series inline-6 and the later 2F, known for their reliability and torque. These were not fast engines by any means, but they could crawl up rocks, ford rivers, and climb mountains without a second thought. The drivetrain was robust part-time four-wheel drive, a 2-speed transfer case, and manual locking hubs. No electronic assists here, just pure mechanical grit. But it wasn't just about the mechanical toughness. The J40 was designed to be maintained in the field. Need to replace a part in the middle of nowhere? Chances are, you could do it with just a few basic tools. That simplicity became part of its charm. No fancy electronics to fail, no gimmicks, just metal, bolts, and the bare essentials. And that's exactly what so many people loved about it. The body style was also iconic. You had the short wheelbase FJ40, the long wheelbase FJ45 pickup and wagon versions, and even troop carrier variants in other markets. The short wheelbase two-door with the rear swing outdoors became the most widely recognized. Big round headlights, a flat windshield, exposed door hinges, and that upright stance, it looked like it meant business, and it absolutely did. Throughout its life, Toyota made refinements but kept the core DNA intact. Power steering, better brakes, and slight tweaks to the body came over time, but it remained a purpose-built utility vehicle. In the 1970s, the 2F engine gave it more power and better drivability, especially on the highway, though this was still a vehicle more at home off-road than on. One of the reasons the J40 has endured so long in people's hearts is that it represents a kind of purity. In a world where vehicles are becoming increasingly computerized and complex, the J40 reminds us of a time when function truly came first. You don't need Bluetooth, lane assist, or a digital dashboard when you're miles away from civilization. You need something that starts every time, takes a beating, and gets you home. And that's exactly what the J40 does. Even after Toyota stopped producing the J40 in most countries by the mid-1980s, its legacy didn't fade. In places like Brazil and Venezuela, production continued into the 2000s. And in recent years, the J40 has seen a major resurgence in popularity. Resto mods and classic restorations have become big business, with companies like the FJ Company and Icon 4X4 bringing these vehicles back to life with modern drivetrains, luxury interiors, and updated tech while retaining the soul of the original. What's interesting is how broad the J40's appeal has become. Collectors want them for their heritage. Overlanders and off-roaders seek them for their capability. Even urban drivers are getting into the retro 4x4 aesthetic, and the J40 checks every box. It's raw, it's real, and it's incredibly cool. Prices have skyrocketed, too. What used to be a cheap utility vehicle has become a hot commodity. A well-restored FJ40 today can fetch $60,000 or more, with high-end builds going well into six figures. That tells you something not just about rarity, but about the emotional connection people have with this machine. Driving one today is a completely different experience from any modern SUV. You feel everything: the road, the engine, the terrain. There's a mechanical honesty to it. You're not isolated from the environment, you're part of it. The ride is stiff, the steering takes effort, and you have to plan your shifts, but that's all part of the charm. Every drive feels like an adventure. For Toyota, the J40 is a cornerstone of its reputation. It laid the groundwork for every Land Cruiser that followed: the 60, 80, 100, and so on. But ask most enthusiasts which model they want in their garage, and the answer is often the same: the J40. It's the one that started it all. The one that built a reputation brick by brick, trail by trail. So whether you're looking at the J40 as a piece of history, a project car, or your next weekend escape vehicle, it holds up. It's not the fastest, or the most comfortable, but it's absolutely one of the most legendary. And once you drive one, you'll understand why it's not just a car, it's an experience. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Toyota Land Cruiser J40, drop a like, share it with a fellow enthusiast, and let me know in the